I'm back, bitches, and welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast, the podcast where we talk about all of the news that's going on in the theme park industry and just random rambles from all of us. Mikhail is away. He's still in America. So, Mikhail, if you're watching this in America, hello to everyone who has ridden Velocicoaster before me. Cheers, boys. I hope you're all doing well this evening, and thank you so much for bearing with us last week. But we are back now for the foreseeable. And we've got James, Joe, and we've got Sean. Today we're going to touch upon a few topics we've talked about on this podcast a few times. Obviously, I haven't been here for a few weeks now, so I want to try and just talk about a few things.
A lot to catch up on.
How's everyone been? I know, Sean, you've been fucking mad busy all over the place.
Yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, no, I've been good. I've been fine. How about you guys?
I'm getting there. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I can legally say at the moment. I'm getting there. yeah. But we're enjoying it. There's been quite a lot of news come out from IAPA, but we're gonna leave that for next week because Mikhail will be back on the show, and he's actually been. So
yeah, he's actually been there.
It's gonna be good to get his insight and just a quick one, guys. CoasterBot has gladly sponsored this podcast tonight, so you can go over there, and if you go over to the CoasterBot website, you can check out all of the merch that it's got, and if you're quick and you order today, you get free lanyard with everything that you purchase. So thank you very much, Harry, and the team over at CoasterBot sponsoring the podcast. Really appreciate it. Go over and check out their merch. Also, we have a sale on 50% off Coaster Gem right now as well, so go over and check us out on the website. But yeah, all that's out the way. Guys, right, we've got to talk about Enso. I'm sorry, has to be spoken about.
Where do we even start? Should we start with Coaster?
Yeah.
Luke was so outraged. You were so
fucking
outraged.
shite.
Absolutely fucking fuming, man.
It's not great. It's not the reveal that I was hoping for.
Nah.
See,
the fact that they don't even have the name of the rebrand on the poster.
Right, I wanted to get Screwy Loops' thumbnail that he did about the video that he did about Enso and what to expect and stuff, because that was better branding than what Pleasure Beach put out, because it actually had the fucking name on it. I'm not against Pleasure Beach and what they're doing with Icon. I think it's a fantastic idea to put spinning seats on Icon. We've all been saying it for a good few years since we've been seeing Blue Fire have it show up. I just think that this is a lot bigger than what they're making out with the marketing and the branding for it all. It started off strong with that little video of the flowers and, the petals going around and stuff with the Japanese theme and the Enso circle, which means obviously, I can't remember what it means now. It means like something life, something, I don't know, something turning around. Like, anyway, everyone was like, it means RMC. It means a new roller coaster on the pier. It means a new whatever. Icon's doing something, which is what it meant. So that's what I took away from it. And it was interesting to see everyone's comments as well. But just because I haven't spoken about this yet on the podcast, guys, in the comments now, live, let me know what you guys think of Enso and how it's going to work. And you guys were touching on, like, how they're going to, the throughput of Icon.
So I've got a few ideas, to be fair. I think we're potentially looking at an upcharge here. The reason I say that is the only way they can really do it, I know, I don't want it to be the case, but the only way I can see them really doing it is to use the fast pass queue and then basically charge you an additional fee to go and do it. Now, not only is that going to control time-slotted admission to that, so they can actually control the numbers coming through a lot easier, but it's also going to mean that, people that may just think, oh, fuck it, I'll go do it, and don't sort of think twice, maybe the upcharge kind of might sort of just reduce numbers a little bit. I mean, that's what I can see happening. So,
yeah.
I don't know, man, because I think I'll go back to what I was saying. Like, that's probably what they will do. I'm pretty sure that's what they will do.
I mean, I'm hoping it isn't.
It's been very. I've heard a lot of people talking about that's the way they're going to do it, which leads me to think that is what they'll do. But I don't I don't understand how it would work, because say if you've bought your speedy pass, you've bought your Enso ticket.
Yep.
There's only one. There's one train that spins, right? So if if I'm at the front of the speedy pass queue, and then there's 5 other people behind me who want to just go normal train, they're not bothered about Enso. Are they just gonna have to wait until I get to go on the back seat of the one train? Like, I don't understand how that works. Unless
I didn't realize that they were only doing it to one train.
No, to be fair, up till recently, neither did I.
Wait, so it is one train?
I don't know for sure. I'm assuming it's just one train, because we haven't.
Well, if it's one train, then that's not very reliable.
But even if it's 2 trains, that's 2 people. That's 1 person per train every time it leaves. Like, how long is that going to take to get through the queue? Like, my only other, I think Jo, she predicted that maybe they might have some kind of like holding pen, like outside of the station, underneath, where you go into the speedy pass queue. They could put some kind of holding
I've
pen
only
there.
ever been into the speedy pass section of that.
when we
when we went to Blackpool and we did the behind the scenes. So I don't even know where the entrance is for speedy pass at Pleasure Beach. It's something that I've never had to get at Pleasure Beach.
Because you walk down the way that you would walk down it. It's the way that you'll walk down it. So down to the Big Dipper.
Yeah.
And then underneath, and then you go through and then go straight on. But they could at the end of them steps, they could put some kind of holding pen.
They could have some sort of like, I don't know, sign up for Enso. Like if that's where you're going, that's where you're going. They'll probably add a few characters or something out, like they did for the opening when it opens. Like I said, the actual idea of Enso itself, spinning cars on Icon, am I going to do it once? Yes. Am I going to? If it's ridiculously expensive, I ain't going to do it again. Probably not.
Mate, I'm doing it every time. I know I am, because I just I just know for a fact. It's probably gonna be like hands down. If that becomes like my favorite coaster, but only on the back seat, that'd be so weird, isn't it?
Enso, not Icon. it's 2 different entities, though.
Yeah. The enthusiasm that Sean had for spinning on a ride then just makes me think every time he walks past a park and sees a roundabout, he just goes,
fucking lads!
So true. No, man, I'm beyond excited for it.
Mr. Moneybag Sean.
Mate, I spend my money wisely, man. I don't buy like every bit of flipping merch that every park brings out. Do you know what I mean?
See, the reason I'm scared about an upcharge, Sean, is because it's £100 for a badly 3D printed Icon model of the Zero car.
It's good. It's very good.
£100 for that.
Yeah, but it's that, you know,
what are they going to charge to go on the actual roller coaster and actually spin round?
But yeah, them 3D, they're all right. Mass produced. They're like made by like probably 2 3D printers. I think they're wicked, man.
They're okay.
Really good.
They're lacking a polish. Because James got a 3D printer and he managed to do a better job at printing stuff than what was actually on sale. But let me just say, what's actually on sale, we managed to do it like between us, better quality. So it just says that they. See, them models would just be better if they're like die-cast. It'd be so much better.
I don't know. I think there's something about 3D model that just looks a little bit more like
shit.
I don't know. But just not. It doesn't. Rough. If it's die-cast, it looks like a toy. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I think 3D, I do know what you mean. Like the finish on them, isn't it? It looks 3D. You can tell it's 3D printed.
Yeah, you can tell it's printed, and that's the problem. That's what it needs to be.
I think
would I have one?
To me,
yes.
Yeah, but to me that's like part of the charm of it a little bit, because they're not mass produced.
Blackpool charm.
Yeah, you could make one yourself on a 3D printer, but you could spend how much time you want on it.
Speaking of Blackpool charm.
For those listening on a podcast, that was a previous image that we showed of the artwork.
That was the image. And if you are listening to our podcast, you need to come over and watch us live every Wednesday, 7:30 on YouTube.
Certainly do.
But yeah, I'm all fine. So I think it's going to be sick. I think it's going to be so good to ride it. It's going to be good for people who can't get out to, like ride to Happiness and all the other spinning max that are actually happening at the moment. Even like getting down to Storm Chaser, I can't get down there. It's miles away. So getting an experience on a Mack coaster like that is going to, it's going to put fuel in the tank to want us to get out and do the others. I think that's 100%. What Mack have realized. I think Blackpool Pleasure Beach are going to capitalize on this being
this is
experience.
The first coaster to do this upgrade, isn't it? Apart from Blue Flyer. It's like the first one outside of Europa Park, I believe.
Blue Flyer.
Blue Flyer.
Blue Flyer. Blue Flyer.
Fucking hell.
Can you imagine sticking spinning trains on that?
Virginia Wheel.
Like Mark 2. Nah,
that'd be sick.
Virginia Wheel. Blue Flyer.
Blue Fire.
Amanda, if you watch it, make it happen. Yeah, no.
That'd be another level.
Yo.
Could make that in the park, to be honest.
Was that fuel in tank comment a hint that you need me to drive us to Fulton's Park?
Possibly. I don't want to bring up that you've passed your test again, but congratulations, James.
Congrats. Again.
Again.
Speaking of Fulton's Park, who has been to Peppa Pig World?
On the bookies, it's been good.
At least Fulton's got a shout out from the Prime Minister.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well,
I liked Drayton Manor's response. Did you see their response on Twitter?
No, I didn't.
I think
Drayton Manners is like, what's that? You want to go to Thomas Land? Yeah. I fucking love Drayton Manners' social media. It's so
good, isn't it? It's
great.
So good. Danielle is so good on the social media over there.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's funny, awesome. you know the Twitter Spaces last night. Have you seen this Twitter Spaces? There's this one group. Do you know what it is? Do you know what guys? What Twitter Spaces is? No. It's like, do you know where Fleets was at the top of the screen?
They're trying something new with it. I actually got used to Fleets after a while.
I did as well, but they didn't work very well at all. But they've done this new thing called Spaces where they're big public groups and you can just join them and listen to like a bit like Clubhouse. I don't know if you ever saw that cracking off over lockdown. It was like you could just go into like a public forum and there's like 2 hosts. But this is one space that's been created in the UK called Sing in Your Dialect, and it was the first night it went up. The first night I noticed it was I had 10,000 people in this group, and then they were just picking people to sing in their dialects. And then like yesterday there was like 60,000 people in it.
Jeez,
and I went on it.
Chain Dogs podcast bit of it.
It was like 57,000 at one point. I was wondering what that actually was.
Yeah,
I keep seeing the hashtag for it, and I was just like, "What?"
Yeah,
but it's
you see that though at the top of your Twitter, and you're like, "Do I join or do like what happens when I join?"
I took the risk, and it was worth it.
Yeah,
it was funny, but but like I went on it, and it was just like Drayton Manor is listening. You can see who's listening, and Drayton Manor is in it. So
good evening.
Speaking of which,
Danielle's in the chat. How you doing?
Yeah. Hey Danielle.
Burger King are in the chat. I mean, in our chat. What? No. Shout out to Burger King.
What the fuck? That was a whopper of a mistake, Sean.
Oh no!
Oh, here we go. Getting mozzarella.
Talking about whoppers, mate. I mean, being a veggie myself.
Yeah,
other brands are available.
So good.
What the plant-based Whopper there? Plant-based
Whopper.
That was such a bad thing to say. Plant-based Whopper. Plant-based Whopper.
You've got to have it, mate. This is a tangent and a half. What were
it is?
That's quite literally
because of Enso. It's all Blackpool's fault. I blame Blackpool.
Yeah.
It's gone from Enso to Burger King in the space of 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I just don't know how all you lot, Top Thrill tourists and everyone, are going to get on with Enso like a day after of a mad drinking. That is going to be somewhere to stand at the exit of a ride when you guys get off that. Especially after Oktoberfest next year, I can see that going down.
The thing is with these,
we're coming back up.
The hardcore.
The thing is with these type of spinners that they're not spinny, they're like controlled spin, and they're like dampened. So do
you reckon Icon's going to be dampened spin? Not like
I think so.
Free spinning.
Because me and Joe were talking about this, and I was because she was like, because we looked at the Blue Fire, let's say Fly then.
Blue Fire.
Yeah. We was talking about it, and she was watching the video, and she was like, "Oh, it's going to be a bit boring if it's just that slow." And I was like, "Yeah, but you got to remember, like, you're doing like inversions. You're doing a coaster that's not designed to be spinning. So it's already like when it's going fast, like it's towards the end of the night or whatever, it's already pretty intense. You don't want to then just be like spinning like fucking Spinball Wizard, do you? You don't want to be doing that all over.
And these seats are going to be on the back row as well, which is literally the most intense place to be on that train.
Yeah.
So you're going to get a hell of an experience.
It's going to be good just to face backwards on Icon. That's going to be a thing in itself.
That's
you're going to have that experience of like being on there. So I think it will be
launching backwards.
Yeah, I don't think it will launch backwards because it's only two seats, isn't it?
True.
It might turn you around before you go. That'd be interesting. I'd like that actually.
Would be fun.
Yeah, because one of the things that I really like. Well, if you're saying it's dampened, then they could.
I think it's magnetic. I think it's magnetic.
Yeah, they could do it with a sensor like or with something that spins the train around, so it's actually straightforward because it has to be forward in the station, so there has to be some way of controlling it. And it's not going to like Spinball where you hit like a side friction brake, just go every time you want to,
and have the maintenance team come out and stare at you like, "What the hell was that noise?"
Yeah, Dragon's Fury.
It's broken. It's broken again.
Yeah, we apologize. The second launch could well be backwards. I think you're coming off too much speed for it to spin you around backwards on that airtime hill when you drop down.
But you could already be back. Yeah, but you could.
You could always. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be free spin because it does so much craziness.
It is, but that's the thing. Like, because it's dampened or like controlled, doesn't necessarily mean it's controlled. It just means.
Would you say it's delayed more than dampened? So you hit a corner and then it would go afterwards. Like
no, it would just turn slower.
It's free spinning. It's just it's got magnets. This is the way I think about it.
Yeah, sure.
It just doesn't go mad spinning. It's just like very slow. Like so, you still get a different experience every time.
See, in my head, I would just love it not to be dampened, and you get a mad spin and hit that second launch, and you're just like,
as you go down that launch.
Ride to Happiness is pretty much that, isn't it? Like,
is it?
I just love that.
Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah, I believe it is free spinning. I'm sure Mikhail said, don't want to. Not speaking for Mikhail, but I'm sure he said it's free spinning. He knows a lot more about that. He followed that coaster quite a bit when it was being built. So I think he did say on a podcast, correct us if we're wrong in the chat, guys. Feel free and in the comments. Ride to Happiness is free spinning. If anyone's been on it, if anyone's watching who's been on it, let us know what it's like. Because we'd love to know, because we can then have an expectation for Icon and Enso.
Exactly. Looking at a POV, it looks free spinning.
Yeah, on the launch, it spins.
Yeah.
So if Icon's like that, then it's very interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting.
But then how would it? Yeah, I don't know if it'd be as because obviously you've got the seats in the back. You've got 4 seats, haven't you? So that weight distribution always.
It's a strange one.
Yeah.
It's going to be such a gimmick. Now I know it's not been and not even started yet, but how long do you think this is going to last for?
Hopefully forever.
I think it's more of a permanent change compared to what, like, say, Thorpe did with
the Swarm.
With the Swarm, yeah.
You reckon?
Because they're fully like the Swarm. It was just a case of they mounted the seats on the other side of the beam. Like it wasn't a hard change.
It was one of the best coaster experiences I've
Whereas
ever had.
this, they're having to retrofit an entire spinning mechanism into the train.
Let us know in the chat, and if you've got any questions about Brave It Backwards, we can talk about that a little bit, because me and James
I love
shit out of that ride when it was Brave It Backwards. It's like we're going forwards about. What you mean? Well, there's not even a question about this.
We're going backwards because we don't know how long we'll have it.
It's such a good experience, and when the fire went off, when it actually used to go off, you could see the flame coming down after you'd before you hit the helix. So good.
Yeah, when you sorry, I was just watching this Ride to Happiness, and when that launches, Jesus, they spin.
You're just like
it is free spin.
It's so fun. Yeah, it looks so fun.
Yeah. But hopefully,
Carl says
go
on. Carl says what I've heard is that they're doing one train now and gonna go to 3 trains in the future if it's
a hit.
profitable and a hit. Basically.
Profitable? They've already made the money back on Icon. Jesus Christ!
Well, they are investing in a new part.
If we don't get a good and I mean this, if we don't get a really good coaster soon, like in the next I'm not gonna say soon, but like in the next 4 to 5 years at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and all the money they've made from Enso and everything they've made from Icon and everything they've made from all these events that they're doing, there's something wrong with that park, because I always see Pleasure Beach as like pretty much coaster capital of the UK. It's so many rides, so many coasters, so many classics. It just needs since Icon, it's not needed anything. But considering about the future of Blackpool Pleasure Beach, it needs something that the fans want, if you know what I mean. Like it needs something that the enthusiasts want. Doesn't have to be an RMC, can be something crazy. But it doesn't have to be an RMC, but there's things that people want at Pleasure Beach. And I think all the parks are going that way. That's where parks like, making like Ride to Happiness and stuff. And it's basically fan service, and it works. It works every time. It works every time. Energylandia build an RMC. Instantly, it's Mikhail's number one when he gets out there, right? So, and he's a massive enthusiast. So that's why he's that example. RMC Nash, it's not going to happen. Stop praying for that to happen.
To be fair, Carl's got a point here. What about Thorpe? Can't have a go at Blackpool when Thorpe hasn't done anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Thorpe's got 10 years.
Blackpool's now getting what Thorpe got 5-6 years ago. So we were around 5 or 6 years ago. So yeah,
Thorpe have just had a tree survey done.
Yeah.
And in that survey, it actually does state that some areas weren't looked at because of current felling operations.
Yeah, but a lot of dead trees are in that area.
There's quite a lot of felling operations apparently happening around loggers.
There's a lot more to it than just dropping dead trees. There's got to be.
Yeah, it's felling of not currently dead trees.
Quite honestly, with Thorpe, right? So, my problem is that I don't give a fuck until I find out what it is. Because if it's not good enough, I ain't going to be asked. Because they've just let us down year after year after year with what they've done. They've not done anything. All they've done is improve. They've improved the scare mazes. They've improved the scare attractions year upon year. They've tried to build upon that before the pandemic.
Yeah.
But they've not given us a new coaster. They've not. And other parks have.
Thorpe's like a really shit dad who just keeps letting you down, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Hit the nail on the head. That felt a bit personal there, Sean.
You want to talk about
dad
bro?
Is,
like,
my dad is awesome. My dad is awesome. But I think with Thorpe, it's just
it's more like the uncle that doesn't turn up with Christmas presents.
Well, no, because you never want to see
Uncle
you don't want to see Uncle Dick. Yeah, Uncle Knobhead.
Uncle Knobhead.
No, but it's just a dance floor, you know.
Thorpe are always just like, they're hyping things up that you think it's going to be something, and it's just not. And you just constantly left like disappointed. And it's like the one chance they got to do something big, they build, Ghost Train, which I don't think is a terrible attraction, but for how much it cost. Can you imagine the coaster you could have had?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, it's mad,
because
isn't it?
they invested in that instead of a coaster.
Yeah, I do have to say, Darren Brown's Ghost Train, when it worked, I didn't enjoy it. When it broke down, I did, because we got a different experience and it felt better. You don't need VR on that ride. Let us know in the comments. Do you need VR on Darren Brown's Ghost Train? Should we talk about this a little bit? Should we go on a bit of a shit rant about this?
I mean, I've not ridden it, so I can't really sort of comment on it, but go for it, guys.
Fair. But I've told you enough about the ride.
I know what happens.
You've
on
asked.
It, so...
Yeah, you've asked to be told.
I know what happens. So
do you need VR on Darren Brown's Ghost Train? What do you reckon?
I'd say if they because it already is pretty much kind of like actor heavy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
With the fact that they have multiple conductors on the train at the same time. If at the end of the carriage they cut off like one lot of seats and added a false wall where they could hide an actor, that could be such a great experience. They could get an actual actor coming in and interacting with you instead of having VR, which is unreliable. and just constantly breaks. And they can still have all the movement and stuff of the train. And
I think that ride is a prime example where there's so much more could have been achieved with screens as opposed to VR. With the setting that you have and with the positions you sat in, there's a lot more they could have done with screen aspect as opposed to actually wearing.
And have fake windows that are screens instead of.
Hey, if it's good enough for Hogwarts Express, it's good enough for Darren Brown's Ghost Train. That's all I'm going to say about it. Like, there is enough you can do with the windows and with the technology that is out now to change Darren Brown's Ghost Train to be more reliable, work all the time, and also give you a different experience. Because like James said, if it's actor driven, every scare maze run through is different. Doesn't matter if you've done it 1,000,000 times, 100 times. Like, so if you do Darren Brown's Ghost Train, you're going to get a different experience every time. That's going to make me want to ride it more when I'm down there.
Well, I think what they should do is like turn it into a madhouse. So like they could drive the trains into, like how Rise of the Resistance has a bit where it goes into another ride, and then the ride takes that carriage over.
Yeah,
you could do that with the train, and it'd take a lot of money probably, but you could do something where you just move the train around and just have some kind of like, so it's not like a madhouse, but it has some of the like moving aspect to it.
Harry,
and then it would be like basically be like Hex, where it's not gonna really thrilling attraction, but it's just something a bit novel, and people go on it and go, oh, how the hell did they do that? Rather than just being this like,
it's got a fantastic soundtrack, it's got a fantastic theme, it's got a story that can be driven all the way through it, it's got a lovely little middle section where they've got loads of space to do things, to do like a little middle show. There's so much scope for Darren Brown's Ghost Train to be better, or just call it Ghost Train. You don't have to have it as Darren Brown. You can change the story out. You can change the theme. And there's so much to do with a train in a dark room with screens, and then with a half section. It's just, there's so much to do.
You know what makes me laugh on this podcast?
What's that?
We either talk about Ghost Train.
That is true. We talk about Ghost Train.
We talk about it.
I've forgotten what it feels like to be live on YouTube. Give me a fucking chance, okay? I've not been on YouTube
We've had this conversation so many times. I think we always come to the same conclusion. Like, screens
just needs to be better.
Yeah. But I think Carl said Thorpe is boring. I don't know why people why people think it's so good, and I'm just not that big of a fan of it anymore. Like, I feel like I've done everything so many times, and that's the thing with Thorpe, is like, it's just got rides. Fright Night's a bit different. You got more going on, but at least with like, when you go to Towers or Blackpool, there's something more than, it's not just the rides. It's about other aspects.
That's crap, Aaron.
I mean, it isn't.
I like so. Yeah, but like, just because there's like a couple of good rides doesn't make a park make good. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't. Rides don't make a park good. No. Obviously, it helps massively. And
it helps draw, doesn't it? I think Thorpe Park hasn't had a draw since like a major investment like Saw, or
since the Swan, really.
Yeah, or since the Swan. Well, the Swan didn't do very well because of the time it was built. But
that was a bad thing.
But when I go to Thorpe, the first ride that I think about when I go there is the Swarm and then Stealth. Like,
likewise,
I don't think about anything else. Colossus, I don't think I've ridden it on the last 3 trips I've done down there. It's either too busy,
I haven't ridden it,
or it's just not worth the queue because I've done it so many times. It's like I'll even walk past. Like not to say I don't like the Smiler, right, at Alton Towers, but if it's got a massive queue, I don't have to queue up for that ride. There's other things to do. Whereas at Thorpe, you're going from queue to queue to queue to queue to queue at any given time that you go down, and it's shit, to be honest with you. There's not enough to do for the amount of people that go. But when there's an event on, it gives it that extra. That's fine, but you need to carry that on.
With Thorpe, it just feels like Groundhog Day every time I go. Do you know what I mean? It's like the same.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing for me. I mean, you could argue that's a bit like towers in a way, but I don't know. For me, there's just something special about towers because it's so big. There's all the things to see along the way. You've got like more like just different types of rides at towers as well. Like you got more dark rides, not many, but you got a few more. And I don't know this, because we had Wicker Man, that still feels new to me. Wicker Man still feels new because
it ran amazing this season, though.
Yeah. I much prefer
killing it, absolutely killing it.
So good this year, so good.
I much prefer towers, and every time I go to Thorpe now,
the thing with towers,
a boring day.
The thing with towers that I've found is that there's so much to do at towers, right? Even if you manage to get on free coasters, you've still spent 8 hours on the park or 6 hours, however long it's open. You've still spent that many hours on the park doing what you wanted to do that day. So there's a chance to go back. If you stay at the hotel the next day, there's going to be rides that you haven't done. Unless you've hauled the shit out of the rides and you've just ran around towers and not stopped. Which does happen sometimes. I've had days like that where I just
kind of
Yeah, see, over the years at towers, I've slowed down. And learned to take it all in. Like, it's not just about the rides at towers. It's about the atmosphere. It's about the gardens. It's about the food. Well, it's about, for me, I really enjoy the food at towers. I like having a dinner at towers and, walking around after having a dinner and chilling out, taking photos and all that stuff. At Thorpe, it's just you're going down for the rides. You haven't ridden them for like a year because you haven't been down because
it's so far away from where we are, though, isn't it? It's like,
well, it's not that though. Like, it's not that. If they had an RMC that was really good, I'd be down there every year.
That would just change the park completely, wouldn't it? Really?
Or even a hypercoaster, or being a
anything, mate. Any new ride at Thorpe, as soon as it was like, yeah, cool. As long as it's good and it delivers. And it's not just like a Wicker Man clone on a lake, then, which I am scared of happening, by the way. It needs to be something that Merlin haven't got.
To be honest, at this point, now that I can drive, I'll probably be going to Chessington more than I go to Thorpe.
Yeah, see, Chessington's
I much prefer Chessington.
Like I enjoy
Chessington.
There's nothing stand out about that place, but it's just nice. It feels good.
Beautiful.
It's lovely. Like the atmosphere there is really good. I love how all the areas are themed. It just feels like a complete day out, I think.
I feel with Thorpe, it is also kind of partially the crowd that they're catering for now. That just kind of ruined the day.
Yeah.
Whereas Towers, Chessington, and that, you have more families. And you get to whereas Thorpe, it's just
you do have a more chilled out vibe. Yeah,
it's a group of teenagers bunking off school, and it's
yeah. I mean, Thorpe Park has had its time in the limelight when it went through all of the rides and all of the investment it put in. I'm not saying they're not investing. What I'm saying is that you had these plans of a hotel, and everyone's like, oh yeah, hotel. Port cabins, you have plans of a roller coaster that's going to blow everyone away, and you had all these plans for the GCI that Wardley designed and stuff, and Darren Bounce Ghost Train. It's like, for fuck's sake, come on! Like, what? When are we getting? This is the problem. Like, but I don't think, going back to our original point, I don't think Darren Brown's Ghost Train needs VR anymore. I don't think any attraction needs VR anymore. To be honest with you,
it's had its day. It's dead now.
It was a gimmick that really didn't work. Galactica is proof of that. If you can't get it to work on that thing, then
we don't go to parks for VR, man.
No, why?
Do it.
It's 300 quid for a headset to buy one now. You can buy VR headset.
Yeah, buy them for less.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't need to.
It's
and trust me, don't do no limits in VR because you will throw up. I promise you. I promise you. It's bad. I was on Wolf Raging 95's Max Force recreation in No Limits for 10 seconds, and I nearly threw up. It's that bad.
Wow,
it's that bad. It was so bad. You warned me about it though, because you got your VR headset before me, James.
Yeah, no, it's stuff like that. You need just to clear tolerance.
Just to let people don't know. We got VR headsets pretty much like a week after each other. James got his Oculus, and I was like, yeah, I want that. so I managed to get mine as well. But we tried so many different ways not to feel sick in No Limits. It's just impossible.
It is possible. It's just you have to play in a VR headset enough and like work your way up. So start out with tame games.
I would like to think that
you then end up.
I still can't do it. I still can't do it to this day. It's been over a year.
But you get quite bad motion sickness in like cars and stuff.
Correct.
Whereas,
but I even tried it when having my travel sickness pills just to see if it
probably
helped.
was a bit better.
No.
Whereas that's the thing. Like me, I went sailing, got seasick for 2 days.
Yeah.
After that was fine, didn't need medication.
Yeah.
With VR, yes, at first going into No Limits straight away, it screwed me up. But after I had played VR for like a week, I was able to go and ride rides for an hour.
The thing is, I couldn't do No Limits, but I could do YouTube 360 videos. So what's that about? Is it because it's not as clear? It's not as...
Probably, yeah.
Yeah? Do you reckon? Bit of distortion to the image and stuff.
I mean, I've just got shut my Xbox One on. I've been weighing up VR headsets and looking at Oculus and looking at sort of various things for that. And I've got to say, there's a lot you can do with them, though. They do look incredibly good fun.
At home?
Yeah. It doesn't need to be at a park. It really doesn't. You can do it in your home for free. Well, not for free. You pay for the headset. But at the end of the day, you know, that's your cost. You don't want to go to Alton Towers like you used to do, pay to go in the park, and then go on a ride with VR. There is no point.
Or pay extra to do a VR experience.
Or even that, you shouldn't have to do that. Like a certain part that shouldn't really be doing that.
So
egg. What was that, Sean? Sorry. This podcast is a disaster, but it is sponsored by Coaster. So head on over to his merch store. We did grab yourself a free lanyard if you get stuff tonight. You've got till midnight. And Harry there, look at him. So happy. What a happy chappy. He will send you a free lanyard with any purchase that you make on the website. So thanks, Harry, again for sponsoring the podcast. Really appreciate it.
So I get a free lanyard if I purchase a lanyard?
That's a good question. Harry, if you're in the chat, please clarify that. We don't want to give false information out.
So what we got next?
Zeus?
Zeus.
Can we talk about Zeus?
Yeah.
I
didn't know Zeus was a thing.
I didn't know of it. So we actually learned this like 10 minutes before we went live from watching Coasterbot's latest video, dispatch video, which was really funny. And apparently Zeus has underwear. And so this is Park Asterix, right? That's right, is it?
Yeah.
Right?
Confirmation, lanyards are £4. You need to spend £5 to get a free lanyard.
Okay, spend over £5 and get a free lanyard. There you go. Read the T's and C's, yeah. So apparently, Park Asterix has said the mythology. The god Zeus basically at Park Asterix has underwear, and now the voting is open to choose what the next one will be. And we agree with Harry from his dispatch video that it definitely needs to be the ducks. It has to be.
Okay. Yeah. Although I just realised I reread that. I'd screwed up. I only voted for one. And it says you have to vote for two.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay. So James will find the link for you guys in the chat. Go over and vote. And make sure you vote for the underwear that you want.
Got too many tabs. Where is it?
Make sure it's the duck.
It gotta be the duck.
Gotta be the duck. What else are we talking about?
Winter Wonderland. Shall we go into that?
Well, I ain't gonna go to it because of the reasons we're gonna go into that.
Yeah.
'Tis the season to be skint.
You get copyright strike.
No, we sung that bad enough to not.
Okay.
Copyright.
No, I would agree.
And Ed Sheeran copyright through there because it was bad.
No.
So it's obviously Winter Wonderland. Everyone knows it's expensive.
It's in London.
this isn't really a moan. It's just more of a piss take of like how expensive it actually can be.
Oh, I don't think the link showed up for me. Could someone else put it?
Yeah, you're not wrong, Phil. I can't.
No,
I can't afford anything.
I honestly don't think I'm going to be going. I really do want to go just because I want to just Olympia looping really, but that's the only reason I don't want to go. But I cannot. You know what it is? It's obviously it's the money, but it's the fact that you've got to you got to get a hotel. I mean, we could technically get a train back, but that's not going to be fun going out for the night knowing that you got to get a train all the way back and stuff.
No.
And it's just being in central London. It's not the one, man. It's just not the one, especially at this time of the year. It gets really, really busy everywhere. But I don't know. Anyone here planning on going?
I might end up.
But you live in Kent.
Yeah, I live.
You get on the super speedy, fasty bullet train and then get off at wherever you get off, and then that's it. You're done. We have to transfer at 17,000 different stations to get down to London cheap over a stupid amount of time. To then ride one roller coaster.
Or if
I'm
your
not
train
interested
gets
in anything else
you go
that's
back
there.
Up the country.
Don't fucking start. Trying to meet James and end up in Leicester. Okay, cool. Thank you, or even whatever they're called.
Yeah,
go on, Joe.
I was going to say, we got off. I think Aaron's just said in Ghost Train, but there's no Daimonium there this year, or Daimonium.
Yeah, that's another reason.
Is one ride I would have specifically gone down to ride.
Yeah.
But Munich Looping does look good fun. And also Hangover looks pretty cool as well. I mean, those are literally the 3 standout rides you go down for. Am I right?
Yeah, Olympia, Munich Looping, if that's what we're calling it. So watch golf. I mean, it's worth any amount of money. Yeah. If that was in Manchester, I'd be there every weekend.
I'd be there
just to ride that coaster because it's off season now. Technically, it's off season. Okay, so the fireworks have happened at Towers. For me, I know Pleasure Beach is still open and stuff, but I ain't going to go to a theme park now until, I actually am going back to Towers in December, which I'm really excited about. I've never had the opportunity to do that before. We'll talk about Lightopia in a little bit, actually. But it's just way too expensive for me. It's not actually just the actual amusement area. It's the whole trip, like Sean says. It's a holiday.
You could go. Yeah. You could go to a European park. You could probably go to Vantageland or probably Energylandia and spend but maybe a little bit more, but it'd be a little bit more if you were thinking of staying over as well. So that's the thing with me. I'm like, do I want to go or do I want to save a bit of money up and actually go somewhere
else?
Because they're all traveling rides. Like at some point, you know, most of these come from. There's quite a lot, obviously not the big rides, but there's quite a lot of rides there that you go, all the filler rides. They're just, I mean, they've been at Towers. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Mixtape, right?
Yeah,
mixtape. Jumper, isn't it?
There. So you know, I don't know. I'm always like, I kind of want to do it, but then I'm like, you know what? I'd rather probably go to like an Oktoberfest and do some of these rides
because you could for a lot cheaper.
Yeah, you probably could.
Yeah,
and it'd probably be a better experience. But yeah, being in central London as well. You know, so I don't know.
Yeah, to be I think its most expensive entry for peak time is £7.50, which isn't too bad.
But it used to be free, though, didn't it?
But yeah, it used to be free. If you spend over,
is that just happening this year, James?
Yeah,
this is the first time they're charging for entry. But if you enter early enough, it is free anyway. They've just got three different entry times, and you can stay as long as you want after you've already gotten
a bit
in.
Like Great Yarmouth do, where you can just kind of like get a ticket and stay in all day once you're in.
If you book online, if you spend £20 on attractions, ride and games, food and drink, it has to be booked.
So one ride and one beer.
Pretty much.
I was thinking, right, Munich Looping is not what £9.
£9.
How much is a pint? We're talking London as well.
That's the thing. Yeah.
So £6 or £7, isn't it?
Yeah, like £7 odd for entry. Not too bad. £9 for Munich Looping. But a pint is going to cost you about £7 in there.
I reckon more, man.
I think it is about £7.
Is it?
Okay. Well, I went down about 3 or 4 years ago with my mum and dad, and I got a pint then, and it was £6 then. So imagine what's going to be now.
When?
About 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But then, you got an admin fee too on top of that, lol. But like, it is a good experience, but like, you have to go early when it's just opened.
Yeah.
Because Hyde Park, UK weather, even though they have the boards down to stop the ground from getting too bad, it gets wrecked.
Yeah.
You are walking in mud the entire time. It's just, it's horrible to walk around. Everything's really, really busy as well. Whenever I've been, like everyone goes to the carousel bar.
Yeah. So I've never been, but it looks amazing. But every time I go to London, like I go there sometimes. So I had a nice weekend. But if I go to these like somewhere's busy, I hate it, man. I just hate it. It's just it's too much, and then it's like getting your public transport back to wherever you need to be as well. It's just such a nightmare.
And this time of year with the weather, it's so unreliable to want to have to get a train back from London at this time of year back up north anywhere is ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
It takes one tree to fall over and that's it. You're done.
One twig.
Done. Yeah, well, literally, literally. Yeah, that is it. But so it's £9 to ride Olympia Loop. I'm gonna call it Olympia Looper. So Joe, when you went down with your pet, did you ride it?
It wasn't there when I went down. It hadn't actually.
Oh, so it was just before it came to the UK.
Literally just before they actually headlined that ride there. Yeah. Damn it. But Domonian was there, but I couldn't get on it at the time because we didn't have enough time. So that's the only reason, again, that I would have go back down if I was going to do it. Obviously, this year just isn't the year. So yeah.
Hey, Thrill Riders, how you doing?
All right, Marcus.
Hey, dude.
All right.
Thanks for filling in, by the way. Really appreciate that massively. But yeah, £9 for. Okay, so this takes me back to Enso. £9 for Olympia Looper, Munich Looping. Would you pay a tenner to ride Enso?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
All right.
If I had to do.
I don't have any problems with paying £9 for Olympia Looping.
No.
Because it's a pretty special ride, you know. It's not your average run of the mill.
It's a piece of history.
Yeah, it's I don't have any problem with that. It's for me, it's everything else trying to justify that price for.
Yeah. I get that. But what I'm trying to say is, it's £9 to ride a full roller coaster experience in London, in the busiest park, in the most expensive park. Basically, if Hyde Park Winter Wonderland was an all year round attraction, it'd be fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Do you really think Pleasure Beach have the right to charge £10 to ride on 2 seats that spin?
I think they do because they're going to have to charge a hefty tag for it. Otherwise, it's going to be too busy. They have to justify the cost, the fact that they can only do. You know, they've got on it one train apparently. It's not that much. The throughput of like that thing is they're going to have to charge that much, and I don't think it's being greedy either. I think it's if you're gonna
good point. Good point. If I come as in the middle of a field, yes, but behind a £30 entry fee, no. See, this is the thing.
If you've got a season pass, though, you don't have to worry about that.
Hey, flex.
I would say that £10 would probably be around the mark that they go for because, yes, they want people to ride it. But they also don't want people to ride it because they've got to limit the throughput on it. So they want it to be off-putting for some people, so that they can.
It's like
control how many people are going to go.
But also, by charging an upcharge ticket as well, they can, as I said before, they can allot a time, so they can control the flow of people through using the allotted time for your ride.
if they're getting their tips
in a way,
run allotted times from Fort Park, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah, let's not go there.
I think you got to see this not as like you're paying £10. They're going to sell it as an experience, and it is. It's more. It's like when you go to see these slingshot rides everywhere. Like they're normally about £10, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like an experience type of thing you do, and that's the way I would see it. It's because it is. You know, it's a limited capacity.
I honestly just see Icon now as a ticketed ride in the old system way of how Pleasure Beach used to run. Because people who want to ride Enso are going to be enthusiasts. They're going to be proper excited to ride the spinning seats.
Yeah.
So basically, they're going to be paying how much they would have paid for a ride on Icon if it wasn't entry to the park. And I think that's probably how they're going to look at it.
I mean, let's face it. Out of the two things that are happening next year, Valhalla is going to be a much, much bigger pull to that park for people visiting than Enso is going to be. I think in reality.
I don't know if that's the case, Joe, because
you think
a Mack spinning coaster, right? It's a big thing. I think they've done this at the wrong time because it's going to overshadow Valhalla if it's really fucking good.
That is a fair point, actually.
No, I think the general think about. Let's look away from enthusiasts because they.
But we are enthusiasts, Sean. I know we can say we need a USP. We need all this bollocks. We're enthusiasts, and that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about businesses and all that shit. We're talking about how we are.
You are when you're saying it's a bad call from the park because the park don't have to.
It is because I'm not going to go queue up for Valhalla if Icon's only a $5 to spin around like mad and yeet yourself around that track.
Of course you're gonna. Of course you are. Of course you're gonna pay that.
I already only go on Icon. Pretty much is probably the only solid ride that I go on at Pleasure Beach constantly, all day. Because it's re-rideability at Pleasure Beach.
It's the first ride I make a beeline for every time I go is Icon. So
see,
Icon.
The only thing I'm saying is that the marketing for Enso has been poor. The marketing for Valhalla has been worse for obvious reasons. We haven't basically seen anything from Valhalla yet. Just guys, you got to remember that all that stuff that was on that poster, every single thing apart from the boat was Shutterstock. So nothing that you saw on that poster is real. None of it is a real theming element. The cliffs were fake. The theming element in the background was fake. The boat was real. I don't even think the people were fake. So we've not seen anything from Valhalla. So don't get hyped just yet. Wait for the park to release actual stuff of Valhalla, or wait to actually get on it. But I think doing Enso and the opening of Valhalla, now granted, Valhalla is late for obvious reasons. Was this always the plan for Icon? I don't know. But to do both at once seems very counterproductive to me. It really does.
I disagree. Again, I disagree because I don't see how it's counterproductive because people will go to Pleasure Beach. I'm actually going to fight you.
Bring it on, Loki.
Ding, ding, ding. Round one.
No, I'll see you at Valhalla, bitch. Because he will be there because he loves Pleasure Beach.
I don't know. I don't think it's wrong anyway because it's at the end of the day, Valhalla is. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be an enthusiast. If you've grown up with Blackpool Pleasure Beach, a lot of people have fond memories of Valhalla, and they put out a thing on the radio, whatever, saying Valhalla's been updated. Loads of people are going to flock to the park. They try and explain what Enso is. That's not going to be that's going to be hard to get people to the park to, except for enthusiasts. But enthusiasts make up a very few amount of people. So I don't know. I just think it's an extra experience to add in. For us,
I agree with that. Deal. But in terms of explaining Icon, because let's not forget, this isn't Enso. This is Icon. But it's not going to be Icon. It's going to be a new ride. They're going to market it as a new ride, Enso, which is clear as day. That's what they're going to do.
That's what they're doing.
They're going in that direction. Valhalla, on the other hand, is the one that's going to be harder to explain to the public, in my opinion, because it's always been there. It's always been called Valhalla. There's no new name for it. So it's just, I just don't understand.
Well, they do. That's where PR.
Imagine opening Nemesis and the big one in the same park in the same year.
That's
and then
not
doing
big,
nothing
though.
after
That's that's not as big though. That's not. I wouldn't say that you can compare that. That's not.
No,
like
you can't. But the amount of people that Pleasure Beach are expecting to pull in with this new Valhalla revamp, I reckon there's going to be more people coming in the park to ride Enso than Valhalla. That's how I see it, and I'll be interested to see if it's the other way around. If I'm proven wrong, brilliant, amazing. I'd love Pleasure Beach to flourish no matter what, but I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see which one picks up the most.
They don't need to, at the end of the day, like they don't probably need to make that much money on the opening of Valhalla. They're already saving shitloads of money from not having their old Valhalla running. All they're doing to Valhalla is like ensuring the longevity of it. Of course, they're going to make a bit, they're going to market it out and get people to the park, but I don't think they're counting on Valhalla to be like that. Valhalla is always the busiest ride in the summer. Like it's always got queues pouring out of it, and it always is. Even the new one, even if the new one's shit, people are still going to go and ride it. Like
they're still going to queue for it when it's absolutely cracking the flags outside. Everybody's heading to Valhalla. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's either that or it's going to be the Nickelodeon log flume because everybody congregates on that at the moment as well. So it's always a water ride.
I don't know. I
think Enso's going to pull more because it's going to be marketed as a new ride. I really do. That's how they're doing it.
It'll make more money. I think it will make more money because they're charging for it. But I don't think they're completely competing things. I think they're opening next year. Like, to be honest, like most parks should. We've got 2 new offerings this year. That's brilliant. I love that. Yeah. That's a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, 2 brand new experiences in one park.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing for us. What I'm saying, like, kind of contradicting myself there. Not for us, but it's not a bad thing. But if Valhalla's amazing and it doesn't get out because the distraction is on Enso for the parks marketing, how are they going to? So imagine you see a billboard at Blackpool. You're either going to see Enso or you're going to see Valhalla. You're never going to see them both together as the new attractions for that year. You're going to see it as one or the other.
Unless you're driving down Eden Way and they're on every single lamppost all the way down. But it's never going to be on the same image, you're right.
Yeah, I don't see, because that's already apparent with the marketing so far.
Yeah.
But I think if you think about how long Valhalla's been closed for, like that hasn't gone unnoticed. Like so many like just locals and stuff and people who, Blackpool's a very popular place just for like families to go to. There's got loads of people come down from Scotland to go to it all the time, and the surrounding area. Like as soon as they see Valhalla's open, I think that will just draw them to them, and that will be non-enthusiasts. That will just be people who know the park, and I think they'll get the message out. And like I say, like they're not charging anything to go into Valhalla, so
they're charging the entrance fee.
Yeah, the entrance fee, but like they're always busy. Like Blackpool are always busy, especially in the summer.
But what's going to pull you through the door if you don't know about it? Because they've been marketing Enso and not Valhalla as much. This is what I mean. They've got a really hard, difficult task, and I don't envy them. Like, you've got to put both rides over. You can't just be one or the other. And they've got a really, I think once the GP are in the park, they're going to love it. They're going to absolutely love it. We're going to love it once we get in. But for the people that don't know what Enso is or don't know that Valhalla's been closed, suddenly they go in and they're like, oh, why wasn't we told about this? All it's going to be is new for 2022 on the map. We don't even get maps anymore.
Reimagined.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a strange one. I wouldn't want to be Blackpool Pleasure Beach unless they drop Enso at the start of the season and Valhalla in the summer. Then they have a separate marketing campaign say that Valhalla's reopened for the summer. Probably. That way,
I don't think it'd be silly to have the same like opening. I don't think we'll go there. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Enso will probably be open as soon as it. But then I'm thinking, how would they even do? Are they going to do like an opening ceremony? Because that's going to be a mess. We'll be waiting like 10 hours.
Yeah, legit. It's going to be a difficult job. And like I said, I don't envy them, but they need to be smart about when they open Valhalla to when they open Enso. And it's going to be interesting to be there because I'll be there for both occasions. So it's exciting. There's never been more exciting time for a Pleasure Beach enthusiast, especially since Icon was being built. It's really exciting for the park. It's really exciting for the fans of the park.
It feels like it's a brand new coaster coming, really, even though it's one train. Like, I mean, we're getting it's just massive news, really.
It is huge. I think people don't actually realize like how big it is for that to happen. Opens the market for anything to happen like that.
Yeah.
Again.
So yeah, Danielle is saying, I think there's enough product separation.
Yeah, I agree.
Audiences in a very similar way to Portland's marketing a new Pig ride and a new coaster in the same year. So yeah, I think that's it really, and I think
it is.
I think you're just nervous.
Separate. We have to set. I'm shitting it.
I think you're just nervous
Valhalla
because
is very
because you're not liking what you're seeing so far from these.
Shit.
Whereas you're seeing that, I'm seeing Amanda Thompson has just accidentally tweeted out.
I'm seeing too many Thompsons
it's not meant
on
to
Photoshop,
go out.
mate. Too many Thompsons are on Photoshop, and they need to stop and employ some proper people to do some proper marketing for Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I'm sorry, it's shite. It's crap. It's pathetic. I can do better for my channel. Like, seriously.
I love it if Amanda's just learned.
I don't give a fuck if Amanda's listening or anyone's listening. I don't care who
listen to what I'm saying.
Employ someone to do your job.
I said, mate, it'd be funny if Amanda's learned Photoshop over lockdown, and that's her Photoshop skills. Do you know what I mean?
After a year, it's not bad, but if that like 2 minutes on Spark, and you can do better than that. Come on, Pleasure Beach. Like, where's all the marketing that you did with Icon in the first place? Where's that? That's made you so much money.
Just use Canva. Just do that.
But just use anything. Just do a better job. Let's see these spinning rides go in. You know, set up your.
Well, how have we ended up back to Enso and Valhalla?
Because it's shite. It's shite, and what they're producing is shite.
We've got full circle.
It's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking, and I'm not holding back, because I'm not. Because I'm fed up of it. This is a park that I've grown up in, and I've seen better marketing from when they took Iron Brew off the fucking Revolution. So come on, step it up, seriously.
God, that's all right. Throw back that. Bloody hell.
Step it up. You're going against big things that are happening in the country. There's going to be big things that are happening in the country, and it's even little things that are happening in the country.
The sad thing,
and you've got big things that you're trying to build. You're trying to build. People are trying to build halfway up the prom, and you're stopping people from building things, which you are. So you need to step up, and that's it. Pleasure Beach need to step the marketing up. Need to step up. The presentation is shite. That's my opinion.
But they're just teasers, though. Let's remember that they're teasers. They're not like
but they shouldn't have done them. They shouldn't have done them. They shouldn't have done them. They were terrible. How they got through quality control is just bad.
Just employ me. I'll just do it.
Exactly. Employ Parksville. Just do it.
Especially with the Shutterstock logo thing still over the top of the what is it as well. And you put that out there with that on there. Oh dear.
Yeah.
It's not
again that come like this is my argument, and I know you guys were on. I think it was just me, McCall, and Marcus who were on. But that's so normal to do that, to use like Shutter.
I agree.
Like it or not, it's normal.
That's I think fine. What's happened is leaving that watermark on. That's what.
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. Let me finish my bloody sentence. Man.
Sorry.
Right. That was just a bit of like we said this 2 weeks ago, but I think that was just have a look at this. What do you think? Shall we go through this rather than buying the artwork? And then being like, no, you're not just gonna, a graphic designer in a company is not just gonna keep buying Shutterstock things, which is well expensive. They're gonna leave the watermark on, which is what it's for. Do you like this? Yes. And then we buy it off. And I just think maybe it comes straight from Amanda Thompson's.
So it's a leak.
Twitter. So it was a leak. She leaked it without getting, but she owns the park, so she no one's going to argue with her.
If that's what she's happy with, that's what she's happy with.
Yeah, it's not the way it should be done. It shouldn't be done that way. But it's a different type of situation there into a lot of other big, parks that are owned by, big companies and stuff.
Marcus, it is Icon, and that's the problem. You're making a ride look crap. That's put your park. That's stepped your park up for so many years against every park, against Wicker Man, against Wicker Man. Icon was your ride against Wicker Man, right? It was Nemesis versus Big One. Again, that's what it was, because it was 2 attractions opening up, same year, same parks. Icon looks great. Enso looks shit. I don't understand.
UK theme park said I got everyone talking. It could have been on purpose, you know.
Yeah,
I doubt it was, but you know.
Do you really think they care about a podcast that gets 17 people concurrently watching for an hour? Pretty fuck. Yeah, you're not a real channel, so sort yourself out.
That's Amanda.
I really hope it is. I really hope it is. Look, I got nothing against Pleasure Beach. I've just got it against the marketing and the I'm really scared about the music. I've got nothing against Notable Stranger, but
I'm the opposite. I'm quite excited to see what they do with it.
What I've heard from it, I thought it was really good.
I mean, that kind of says it. Well, Aaron's just get people to sign a waiver. Yeah. NDAs are a thing that should exist. I'm scared about the music. I'm scared about the music. I'm
scared.
I am.
Okay, actually, this is good because I don't. I want to know what you had against Alton Towers fireworks.
Mine, because there wasn't as many fireworks as there has been in the past.
Yes, there was so many.
No, there wasn't.
Bro, there was so. I've been to all of them for years.
I've been to a lot of them for years. I've been to a lot of displays, mate. There was a lot of dead spots with lasers that really didn't do much for me personally. I thought it wasn't as much of a firework display. The finale wasn't as good as it has been in the past. The music was phenomenal. The music choice was phenomenal. I think that maybe no. No, because I'm a score did the music, not bad, right? So
Simon Allen put it all together.
I'm a score did the music for the fireworks display.
Simon Allen put a lot of all the things together. They did some of the. Obviously, they've had some of the tracks done, but Simon Allen put it all together.
Jubilee Fireworks, I'm a score, and Simon Allen put everything together. So, but there was a lot of dead spots. There was many dead spots, and I was speaking to people who were there. I wasn't there. All I've seen is videos, but I've seen some very, very good videos. So, for my personal opinion, the fireworks display, I'm glad I didn't pay 20 quid to go to it. My opinion, because I would have had to have paid 40 quid to go to it, because I would have gone for both nights.
Mate, it's like the best fireworks you'll get in the country. Like,
no, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. No, you need to go to a Jubilee show, separate Jubilee show, or to a fireworks championship that isn't on the prom at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, because they are trash. You need to go to a proper display and then come back to me, because
it's a show. It's a show. It's not just fireworks, though, is it?
Yeah, I get that, but it's called the Fireworks Spectacular, Sean. It should be spectacular fireworky.
It is spectacular. It's better than anything I've seen at Disney. And that's saying something. Like, the show itself is amazing. Like, and you're the only person I've heard say anything bad about it.
It's not bad. I'm just saying there wasn't as many fireworks as previous shows. That's all it was. Like, for me, I could go to an Alton Towers. Right, what Alton Towers need to try. Alton Towers, what they need to do is do a show without music and do a show with music but just fireworks, and then you will have the fireworks spectacular that Alton Towers deserves, because there's been too many distractions over the years. The stories are fantastic. The stories are great. The music's great. But the fireworks, Jubilee, are being held back by budget, which is a massive thing. They've got fireworks in their arsenal that they could just release that would destroy the budget in like one shot. Like, they could do that with one, like 4 or 5 ghost shells, boom, that's your budget for Alton Towers fireworks. So just let them go to town.
I think it's one of them, though. I mean, I know you said you watched the video, but if you were there, I think you would have felt very differently, because it's that one especially over all the other ones I've seen over the years. It just felt different. It felt like you was in an arena. The lighting made so much more difference. The haze and the lasers worked really, really well.
The haze looked cool.
And it was the whole thing, it had the whole package. And that's what I like. I mean, if I'm just sitting there watching just loads of fireworks go off, like, that don't do much to me. I have to have some kind of, ambience to it. And I thought the lasers and the lighting worked really well. That personally,
Yeah, it's all personal preference. I just,
but it's like
more,
the bass of the music when you was there, like the music felt like it was going through you, like the bassiness of it.
Did.
And it's they're just I think in terms of like how much money they spent, there's like it's a lot like compared to other years as well. Like it's they went all out this year. And I just can't think of like where there was dead spots. It was just full
loads of dead spots, loads for fireworks. So there was loads of. See, we could play the video and I could be like, okay, that's dead spot. There's dead spot. There's dead spot. Why wasn't anything going off in that section? Why wasn't anything going off in that section? Why wasn't there more fireworks and the lasers used for this section? I just feel like it could have been done better. Now, I've tried to watch as many videos as I could on it. Now, if there's one out there that's even better that I haven't seen yet, love to see it. Alton Towers fireworks displays, shows, they're not fireworks displays, they're shows, are awesome. They're really good. The stories are always imaginative. They've always got a drive through them. Yes, I'm gutted I wasn't there, but at the same time, I'm watching it back and I'm thinking, there's too many lasers. There's not enough fireworks for a fireworks spectacular. That's my problem.
I think, but I think like there's got to be breaks. You can't just have firework.
Matt, I've seen so everyone in the chat saying that you needed to be there. You needed to be there. I've seen enough displays and big displays in my lifetime to know what a display looks like. Well, every firework that was shot was nothing new. It was limited to a budget and very limited from a firework standpoint. Very limited.
But what do you mean by like? Do you mean like there was like not a new type of firework or like
there wasn't many? If any.
But what I don't understand, like, are the different types of, I don't know.
Yeah, there's loads. See, this is the thing. When you actually know about fireworks and stuff, like, there's so many different things that wasn't, it was just like every other Jubilee show. It wasn't.
It's a good show, I thought.
I'm never going to change my mind, Joe. You're right. Let's move on. You're right. I'm not.
No, but it's an interesting thing like to talk about because it's interesting to get a different opinion. If, for example,
I love watching fireworks. I love making displays. I love seeing what is new coming over from Japan and China and everything. And I sit down with Dave Ainsworth pretty much every night and have a look at what's the latest pyrotechnics that's available. And when you see what Towers put on, it was an arena show. It wasn't anything. You could hire that. You could hire that show. Fireworks.
But when you come, but like, look, take your head away from being like, you're clearly like well into fireworks and stuff, and you know like loads of technical aspects of it. But like when you combine like fireworks with Towers past and history, and the fact that you're in Towers, and then they're telling you the story, and you've got like all the lights going on there, it's the whole thing combined. I think it might be a question of sometimes when you can't get that technical thing out of your head and you just take the show for what it is, like
that's a problem. That's a problem. It's like when I ride a coaster that I've ridden 1,000,000 times. I know what it's going to feel like. And when I've been to a display and I've been to many shows and many arenas and many places to watch things, it's I just think, and they've done the Towers Towers story 1,000,000 times. They've done what they've done 1,000,000 times. I think they could now granted it's a weird time in the whole of our earth. It's a weird time with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
So to put anything on like they did was really good. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that it just felt like there wasn't as many oh wow, look at that shell. Oh, look at that. Wow, that's amazing. There wasn't much of that. It was just music, story, music, story, music, story, lasers, few fireworks, finale. That's my opinion from the show aspect of things.
No, that's
the way they lit up the Towers though. Wow,
honestly,
to see that stained glass windows, like the way they did it.
Yeah, they kept them lights on afterwards as well, so you could go right up to the Towers.
That's amazing.
It's the best I've ever seen the Towers looking ever. Like, it's honestly give me goosebumps.
Yeah, I know I sound like I'm a proper moany knobhead tonight, guys. Right? but there's been a few things on my chest that I've not been able to talk about.
You need to get
Enso has really wound me up.
I mean, that's what the show's right. Though, sorry,
that's what it's about.
Right,
yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, I'm sorry if I've offended anyone in the chat, and I know Danielle is coming from a social media marketing from a theme park, but from someone who is into these things like so much. From my point of view, I feel like things could be better. I feel like the competition in the UK now is just, where is it?
For what? For fireworks?
Who's fighting for anything in the theme park industry?
Oh, right, yeah.
Who's fighting for anything? No one.
Bradley's got.
Where is Paramount Park? Where is London Resort? We need
I think
Resort.
We'll see.
2024.
I don't know. I think we're seeing. Well, I think we're seeing competition. I think we're in a weird time at the minute. I think because obviously we had COVID and stuff, but that slowed things down. But also, I think we're at a weird time where parks are just in this thing of like filling gaps in what they have. So you've got all these different parks now going, okay, well, what are we missing? We've had like all these investments over the years, like Towers, for example, like they've been pretty consistent with getting coasters in, and now they're probably looking at the park and going, okay, well, we kind of need something else for that middle-age gap, hence like Gangster Granny and stuff. And I think we're going to start seeing that over the next couple of years of like parks putting in like, okay, we need this family thing. Maybe the smaller parks will put something in a bit more thrilling and stuff. So I think there's I don't know. I think it's an exciting time coming up, and I think let's remember, like, I mean, marketing or not, we are getting Enso, which is still a big deal.
It's sick.
Valhalla is getting a revamp.
Yeah,
we did get a Woody in Towers, a few years ago, and it was 2018, still pretty.
It's pretty new.
We got a Mac launch, so I think anything that's coming now, it's just going to be keep getting better. But
I mean, let's take a little bit of a look at the smaller parts. So you look at the likes of Portland's and what they're doing every year. The other part that has me excited, and I'm not biased, but Drayton Manor, I've got to say, for what they've done this year alone with Adventure Cove, I am very excited to see what the future holds for that park. I know Danielle's obviously in the chat, but at the same time, I am genuinely. It looks like it's going to be a great future if that's what we can kind of go off moving forwards.
Sure.
So, there are a lot of things to look forward to here in the UK.
Chesney are doing more than what Thorpe has done in the last...
I forgot about Chesington.
Well.
Chesington, like they're bringing... I mean, I'm pretty sure it's B&M, but...
What's that?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it.
I'm going to make we have to have a Chain Dogs t-shirt if it is a B&M. That has to happen. Chesney built a B&M. Yeah, so hashtag 10.
I told you so.
I'll wear it for the opening day.
Oh, that would be amazing.
To be fair, so would I.
It will say Luke was right.
Oh no! Oh, please don't do that. Don't do that. No, they have. Chesington Ride's capacity is poor, though. It is, to be fair, it's not brilliant. And to put a shuttle coaster in is probably not the wisest decision in capacity, but they probably don't care about it at this point because it has been so poor over the years. They're just going to keep doing what they're doing and keep getting people through the door. Chesington is it's an awesome park, but like you say, the capacity on rides and the queues are quite huge. But that
makes no sense to make that doing a shuttle coaster when the throughput is so bad anyway. You think they'd make something that was just going to get more people and get rid of them queues. It
spread
makes no
out
sense
people in the park as well. Yeah.
It makes no sense to do. I mean, unless they've got more flat rides in that entire area planned, then I don't see how it's going to help there. Just the queues. Because if you go there, it's the weird thing with Chesington is like if I go there and it's not like the holidays in the week, everything's like walk on. But then it's like you go when it's on a busy day and it's
literally like an hour later.
you can't walk through the paths. It's like being at Alton Towers at fireworks where you can't get through somewhere. You're like, where do I even go? And then queues merge with each other and it gets mad. So it's a weird decision. But I don't know. It's a weird one.
There obviously must be more in the pipeline in terms of what Chesington are doing. It's really hard for Chesington to build anything as well, just to put that out there. like where they are, it's really difficult to get planning permission. So this has to come. Oh wait, do you know what? Just speaking about that, Bradley, there's everyone's been got the Zampeller at Southport, which has got planning permission.
Yeah.
Just touching on that. Oh, sorry. There you
go. Just keep clicking the same thing.
Yeah, I know. It's because great minds. So yeah, Zampeller at Southport. We're getting one, which is good. That's really cool. For Southport, I mean, the last major ride they had was probably Traumatizer, right? Southport.
Pretty much.
I don't know. I haven't got much knowledge on Southport, if I'm honest.
Well, it was an amusement park, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
And then it was a fun fair, and now they're getting a permanent roller coaster. So
yeah,
it looks good.
Definitely.
And they've got new owners, correct, Joe?
Correct, and they've also had a large injection of cash as well. I think a good fair few million as well. So I think potentially we're looking at like a whole brand new area for the park. I believe looking from plans. Cool. Just look incredibly promising.
Yeah, and if it's got the new trains that Thunderbolt doesn't have, then it should be even better experience. But it's a new cred, and it's an exciting coaster. It's 5 inversions, I believe. I think. Like, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be so good. And yeah, Southport was somewhere that we would go to on pretty much like growing up, like going to Blackpool. It was either we went to Blackpool or we went to Southport. So because there was always something to do. So it's going to be cool to go there and ride this coaster. I'm excited for it. And excited for Southport, especially like during the air show season. Southport has a massive air show. So to be able to go down there, watch some Spitfires flying over and then jump on this coaster, it's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really happy for Southport and Pleasureland. I don't know if it is Pleasureland still, or if it's going to be something different, or
I think they're keeping the same from what we believe, but I could be wrong. Correct me on that, but I could be wrong. So,
but it's mad that Southport are building the coaster before Thorpe. So, I mean,
yeah, that says a lot.
If you would have told me that 5 years ago, I'd be like, nah, come off it. What do you mean? But yeah, if you guys got any questions for us in the chat, please fire away. Let us know. And if you've got any comments to make about all the shit I've been saying, please do leave it in the comments. We do appreciate it, and I'll get back to you when we can. But yeah, hopefully you're enjoying this video. If you are, give us a good big thumbs up. And yeah, hopefully you are enjoying the podcast being back.
So I've just realised that we can do polls in the chat now. So
what now?
That's exciting. We can do polls. So
cool.
Yeah. So I'll put. Are you excited for Enso? And we're going to do a. I mean, I know the outcome of this will probably be. But yeah.
Where are you doing this? Oh, there we go. Yes.
Yeah. If you go onto the actual, page.
Yeah.
So Cole made a good point. Who's going to closing weekend?
At Pleasure Beach.
At Pleasure Beach. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't. Like after the last day of Towers, that's when I start to get a bit busy and stuff. So that's, which sounds weird because it's off. It's pretty much off season. Yeah. It's when is the closing weekend?
It is the
13th. Yeah, 12th. 12th of
12th.
December. Yeah. So I'm actually at Towers that weekend. So no, I'm on.
Oh
about.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Which is, but that is. Let me just put that out there. That is very rare. I've got a very good opportunity to go. Thank you to Dave for that. Just a quick one as well. On the channel tomorrow night on the Coaster Gen YouTube channel, I'll be talking with Dave about Holly's YouTube success and also talking about the documentary he did with John, which is going to be interesting. John Wardley. So
nice.
Yeah, we will touch on VTO a little bit as well. So. Yeah, that's going to be exciting.
That sounds really, really cool. That's really good.
Yeah, but the weekend I won't be attending, unfortunately, but I imagine quite a few people are.
I can't wait to see what is actually open with them winds.
Well, the Big Dipper.
Blue this way. There wasn't a massive amount open about a week or two ago in terms of rides. I mean,
you went, didn't you? I did, yeah. No, right?
Icon was open. To be fair, a lot of the big coasters, obviously, barring Grand National, they were open. A lot of the smaller rides were closed.
Yeah, Nash is having a bit of an overhaul, correct?
It is. Well, I'm not too sure what's going on. I couldn't really see very much when I had a sort of brief look at it. But the main thing for me that stood out the most was all the closed food outlets in there. I mean, they say about, sort of not taking your own food and everything else, but there wasn't a massive amount of choice to actually buy food. Now, the pizza pasta buffet was open.
Spoons.
There is Spoons, yeah. So that
get
is
a stamp and go to Spoons.
Yeah,
and go to
exactly.
Passage.
That is the best option. I would probably advise. Go there.
Yeah, legit. It's 2 minutes away from the park, and it's worth.
There was a lot closed. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
and I got to do Passage for the first time, so that was incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
Did
you enjoy it?
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was sick. So sick.
So good, right? So good.
Everything I wanted to be and more.
Yeah, I can't wait to go in there next year.
Yeah, it's incredible. Really is.
So hyped for that.
The thing that stands out for me with Passage is like just the sheer level of detail in those sets that you walk through. I mean, you walk through, obviously, spoilers, but you walk through like a graveyard in there. It feels like you're outside in a graveyard. It's incredible.
It's great.
And just, the little hidden things as well. Yeah. Overall experience. If you haven't done it, you need to do it. Simple.
Definitely. It is. It's incredible. And it's mad that it's there all year round and I don't do it enough.
100%.
So from next year, from next season, I'm putting this out there. I will be probably doing Passage every time I go.
I'll be hammering it as well.
So good.
Yeah, I love doing Passage. It's always if I can do it, I always try and make sure I've got the time to do it.
I wonder if the horror bar will open next year, Sean.
It better do, because
I hope so.
I want that screen to come back where you can watch people inside. That was that was such a good
because you can see people running through now when they're about to come through, and you're just like, it was good.
It was good. Really, it was really good. Shall we quickly talk about some of the okay, well, yeah, we've got a bit of time. Let's quickly chat about some of the Christmas experiences that parks over here are doing.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on this year, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. So I went to the Giant Manus Magical Christmas, which is like super impressive in terms of what they've done to it. Like, obviously made the video, so a bit of biasm here, but I was
it does look really good though.
Yeah, it does.
I was really blown away by the effort they'd put into everything. So the grotto itself, I've never been in like experienced a grotto because I don't have a child and I'm not a child, so I don't. I'm not going to go meet Santa. Me and Joe.
Why not?
Meet Santa. But I went in there, and because I know they've used the Castle of Dreams, they call it, but that is where Excalibur used to be, and that was super impressive how they've used that whole ride area. So where there used to be water is now an actual floor, and they've got some of the theme elements still in it. So you've ever done Excalibur, then you'll notice a lot of things in there from that ride. But the way they've made the queue into like an interactive experience, like if you've got little ones and you're looking for somewhere to go, I'd highly recommend it, because you go in there, you get a Christmas story from Mrs. Claus, and then you go make reindeer food with the elves, which is really cool.
Okay.
And then you can go meet Santa, and they've got a thing called Snow Lexa, which is Alexa, but it tells you how to make reindeer
Sorry
food.
if everyone's Alexas have just gone off.
Yeah.
Alexa.
Alexa, play the Chain Dogs podcast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
Alexa, subscribe to. And we'll probably set off loads now. I'll probably set my own one off downstairs.
I was gonna do it, but then I was gonna do like
but yours would
toilet roll, but mine would actually order me toilet roll, so I'm not gonna do it.
But I thought it was really, really good. They actually have full-on snow in Thomasland. They blow snow out and everything, which is amazing. They've got a live show. But yeah, really, really impressed by it. Also, obviously, Alton Towers. It's the first time since 2015 that they're letting non-hotel guests into the park. They did it in 2015, but no one knew about it, so it wasn't really successful. It was obviously always successful because the hotel guests, but this year they're going all out. They've got a Christmas market on Tower Street, and then we've obviously got Lightopia, which I've seen that I've been to the park and I've seen it. It looking amazing. Honestly, I can't wait to see it all. So that kicks off this Saturday. I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. So if you are there, say hi. And they've just got so much going on at Towers as well. Like, it's insane the amount they've got. So they've got CBBS open, Hex is open, which is exciting that we get to do Hex.
Yeah. See, that's like one of the biggest things for me, doing Hex in December. Like, what?
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it? They've got Sea Life is open.
Yeah,
do Sea Life,
which is looking awesome this year, by the way. If you didn't watch the Scarefest vlog with Aaron, we walked around it, did a little bit of filming in there. Unfortunately, my phone, my camera got soaked. My DJI, what you call it, Pocket 2 got soaked before we went in, and it was playing havoc. So we did actually vlog in Sea Life. We did a full Sea Life vlog, but it didn't come out because of the microphone. But the camera's fine. We managed to carry on.
Yeah,
that's why we kind of jumped from Sea Life to Duel like instantly. It's like boom, boom, which is a bit annoying. But check it out, because it's looking really fresh. Everything's like had a brand new lick of paint in there. It really, honestly, it feels really, really good in Sea Life. I'll definitely be going in during Lightopia.
I feel like it's one of them things that you kind of forget, though, because obviously there's so much else in the park. You kind of forget it's there, don't you?
It's a shame because it's beautiful. Yeah. It's a really nice Sea Life.
So, Carl was asking how much is it for pass holders. I don't actually know.
It's just 20 quid. There's no pass holder discount.
Yeah, it's a flat charge.
20 quid.
Lightopia and the Christmas markets. Yes, Christmas markets is £16, I believe.
No, Christmas market is free.
Rides.
The Christmas market
£16.
Yeah, so it's the Christmas market is free entry.
Yeah.
But if you want to go and do the rides, it's £16.
Lightopia
£20.
Yeah.
That's a combo ticket though, so £20 is with the rides as well.
Yeah.
Lightopia goes from Big Bob, so it starts off where Wicker Man is. It goes all the way past Catania Canyon up to the haunted house and then back down through Gloomy Wood.
I love the way you call it haunted house.
It needs to return to being haunted house.
Yeah, why not?
It sometimes slips out, but yeah. So it's absolutely massive. That some of the scale of some of these
I didn't know that
things is insane.
I didn't know that because I just didn't know it. I thought it was just going to be like where the Gardens lights was.
That's why
Garden lights is because the Garden lights is just it's the normal Garden lights, so they've still got that from Halloween, but they're just going to make it all Christmassy. So they've got that as well, which is a big thing. Obviously, Spinball will be open. Williams World is all open as well. There's a lot to do.
There is
really, it's a full day out.
It's like a February half-term offering, isn't it? But with Christmas markets.
If you want to pay extra and do Towers Dungeons, that's open as well. So there's a lot to do. Obviously, if you've got the little ones, there's a grotto experiences as well. They've got two locations for that. One is where the courtyard is, the same entrance where Darker Steps used to be. That's one of them. I'm not sure where the other one is. But yeah, they've got lots and lots going on. Obviously, they have the big water show that's on a constant loop as well. So it's not just one show; it keeps on going. So everyone gets to watch it, So that's going to be really cool. Some shows going on there as well, and also they have the double decker bar is back again. It's in a different location to where it's been for the past half a season. But they've got all like these little drinking I don't know what you'd call them, wooden pods that have like table and chairs in them, so where you can go and have a drink and stuff. So
little huts.
Little huts basically where you can sit down and chill out. That's at the end of Tower Street. So there's a lot to do.
Towers Trading's open, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah.
Towers, yeah.
Well, cool.
All the Christmas jumpers in the world.
Of course, mate.
Hopefully a few nice pin badges there too. Fingers crossed.
Oh, there'll definitely be pin badges. I can imagine them dropping something. Yeah.
Okay. If the fireworks one was anything to go by, then hopefully they might do something even more special for Christmas. Hopefully.
Yes, Carl.
Yes, I am sad. yeah, I don't care.
No, it's something that you've collected for a while now, so it's cool.
My collection's building. In fact, speaking of which, I've got 2 really nice ones. I've got the Gangster Granny 2021 that should have been released, and I've also got the Alton Towers Dungeons one now as well. So I'm quite happy with those 2, and I got them for a good price.
You should do it when you've got like enough collection of them. You should do a video on your channel of them.
I've got a plan to do that in the next month or so. I've got a few more to arrive, and then I'm going to film like a whole like little video of my little collection I've got so far. So if you're interested, yeah, I'll be dropping it.
I'd like to see them. I'd like to see them definitely.
Wicked. Yeah,
they've got Marauders Mayhem and Heave Ho, so obviously that area is open as well. So you got 2 extra rides there.
Nice.
That's great for me because I wasn't expecting to be able to go in Katanga Canyon or even towards Gloomy Wood at all. So to know that I'm going down there is great for me because obviously I need to get reference images still for VTO. So it's like I didn't think I was getting that opportunity. Now I'm really excited about going because I get to be a little geek. So
yeah, definitely.
You'll have all the time in the world to be able to take the photos and stuff you need as well, which would be great.
Yeah, because there'll be no rush. It's a shame the mine train isn't open if you're going in Katanga Canyon though. That's a big one.
Yeah.
I love
that. Also Jewel though as well. You know, if you're walking past Jewel's been
very
I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, it's we could do a whole podcast on Jewel, so we won't.
We could literally do a whole podcast on that. Yeah,
I know I've said a lot tonight, but
I love Jewel.
I do like it. I do like.
It could be improved, but
if you
that could be a separate episode, though, couldn't it?
It could be. How would we improve Jewel?
You know what? Let's do that. Let's make that happen.
I'll do that. Okay, so we have Legoland. We've got their Christmas at Legoland, which is I'm trying to look. So they've got a lot of rides open. They've got Mythica. I think Mythic.
Yeah, Joe, my ticket's at 5:30 for Lightopia, so hopefully I should be able to get some good images.
Nice.
It'll be pitch black, but I'll be able to get some images regardless.
Best time of day for it though.
So it looks like at Legoland, like most of the rides are on, if not all of them. Like, yeah, got pretty much all Mythica is open,
cool.
And it's just got like extra things to do, like trails and stuff. They've decorated the whole park. The new Christmas tree is there, which is awesome because I watched it being built. I filmed it.
That thing's massive.
It's 10 meters.
How long did that take, Sean? How long did that take to build?
4 days. That was just installing it. So they'd obviously already spent like 9,000. Well, the combined amount of hours with like multiple people working on it was like 9,000 hours. But that was multiple people working on actually building the thing, and then they installed it in pieces. So that was so cool to watch that going. That felt like I was in the episode of Inside Legoland. I was like, I watched this thing, and now I'm like watching it happen. I'm witnessing it in front of my eyes. I was like, this is so.
You manifested it happening to you.
Yeah. I was like on top of a cherry picker, just filming it.
Yeah, I saw them shots.
The star going.
Yeah,
cool. I was like, mad.
Then you're like, your next post on your social media was, we also work with planes sometimes as well. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Is that how you got to Legoland?
Yeah. Literally. That would be an interesting shot, flying over a plane and filming. Yeah, could do that, couldn't I? So, yeah, and then you've obviously got Winter's Tale at Chessington, World of Adventures.
Which has merch for it as well. They just dropped some merch for that. Yeah, they just dropped a t-shirt for it. I believe there's probably hats and stuff as well, probably. But yeah, it's cool to see parks. It's great because we've wanted this in the UK for a long time. Parks being open during the winter, offering something. Doesn't always have to be themed around Christmas. Just offering the park, to be honest with you.
Just something.
It's awesome that they're going out of the way to do. I think Lightopia is just spectacular for towers. Like. Now that's good marketing. That's good, and that's just a few lights, and a bit of a show and some Christmas markets. That's not a roller coaster. That's a few lights, and I'm really excited for it.
It's blowing my mind because I think even on the Coastergen show, we talked about it like last year, and I remember that if I went through it, I'd probably have to be able to find it. But I was like, I just want them to do a Christmas German style market.
Yeah.
On Tower Street, and they're doing it,
That's literally what they've gone and done.
That's another thing you made happen. So this has been your goal, hasn't it, all year? Just to get everything you said last year, so you can be proven right.
It's mad that I'm not right about the B&M thing, but well,
you might.
We'll see.
Tacoma might still pull a fast one. You never know.
I think it might, yeah. But anyway, but it's just amazing to see that, like you say, like us to be able to go into these places over Christmas, and like even better if you've got a family, got kids, like it must be so magical to take the kids to these places over Christmas, and them still, especially if they still believe in Santa and stuff, it must be awesome. So, definitely. And then be able to do all these rides and stuff.
I'm seriously contemplating taking Theo to Drayton now that I've heard exactly kind of what to expect from that. I really am. Genuinely am.
Yeah, so, I'd definitely recommend it. It's so good. And we saw the Kershaws there. If you don't know, the Kershaws are awesome family channel. Really, really good. And they were just like, they couldn't believe how much there was to do. There was it was just one thing after another that you could just do, but also it didn't feel like he was trying to cram too much in and just getting like overtired and stuff. It was always something going on. So yeah, really, really good. Loving it. So yeah. So have we got any questions? Anyone else got any other topics to cover, or
no
anything written down? So the result from our poll of are you excited for Enso was I've just closed it. 88% were saying yes. Basically. Oh, there we go. We got it. It's come up in the chat now.
19 votes, 89%.
There we go.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty definitive yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we knew that. I just wanted to test it out.
Right. So. You should have done the poll of is Luke being too picky in a knobhead? That's what you should have put on.
Oh no. We don't want to repeat of the Coaster Draft Wars.
I got decked on that thing, even though I had Fury 325. Come on.
Oh, that's going to make a comeback soon. I think
it is.
Over close season, definitely.
Bigger and better, and with more people, definitely is going to happen.
That doesn't add up to 100. No, let's just ignore that.
Joe, don't start calling out YouTube. Like, we've seen what happens.
Cool.
How has it managed to not?
I don't know, James. Don't even think about it. Just like.
Now I'm more confused. Think about it.
Just I'm all good. Cool. You got anything you want to cover? Anything you want to talk about? You got any more vlogs coming up on your channel, Sean?
No, they've taken. I've got 7. I've got 7 vlogs I've got to edit.
Jeez. Well, at least you got content. Well, at least you got content for the
I've got it to go. I've just not had any chance. To honestly, everything's just work, man. It's just been a lot. It's been a lot the last
crazy
because it's been like Halloween, and then it was
event after event,
and now it's
after
Christmas.
Event.
So it's just like it's
what's
mad.
Next?
Hopefully a rest, man. But,
yeah. Cool.
But no, I'm enjoying it though. I'm enjoying like being busy. Like it's a stark contrast to like what's happening obviously over lockdown. So
yeah, the whole world at the moment is a stark contrast. It's just crazy how mad it is. What everyone's going through and stuff. But no, it's been fun tonight. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate it. As always, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, give us a good review. Make sure you follow us as well on all social media. The link's in the video description below. But I'm all good. You guys good?
Yeah, all good.
All good.
We'll see you next week
with Mikhail to talk about IAPA.
Yeah, let's do it.
A Velocicoaster.
What? What's Velocicoaster?
What is it?